That's in the vibe. Hold up. Yeah.
Hi, this is Kpop Notes and welcome back to my channel. While writing this I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to edit this video, but yeah, sadly that's the college student life. This month was full of tons of releases, lots of them from groups that I was anticipating. However, I found October to be a little disappointing. They were enjoyable, but felt somehow mid, I don't know. I will be getting more in-depth during the overall review. Don't know what else to say, so without further ado, let's get to the video.
Check the facts, go check that. Check the facts, go check that. Check the stats, go check.
Despite enjoying the song, it left me with a weird feeling. It's as if it was a familiar sound coming from them, but at the same time, it's too familiar and straightforward that it feels forgettable. I don't care what others say, but songs such as Sticker and Two Baddies, despite their experimented production, were iconic for their unusual sound. They had a clear perspective of what they were aiming for, but with this comeback, yes, sonically you can link it to NCT, but it's something that you can also easily portray other groups doing, different to the other two tracks previously mentioned which may be difficult for others to pull off. This is also seen in the MV which despite being gorgeous, doesn't seem to have a clear line. I don't find an easy relation between the MV and what the lyrics express. The use of Afro beats makes the song more digestible and easy to follow, but it's also the element that makes it relatable to other groups. In fact, the first time I listened to the song, it reminded me a lot to Zoo.
Check the facts, go check that. Check the facts, go check that. Check just like a zoo.
As I said, I really enjoyed the track. It's one of the few NCT titled tracks that I liked at first listen. However, I wonder how it will age and if it's gonna remain as iconic as their previous tracks. 8.6 out of 10.
Alright, I'm ready. Go, go, go. I'm just gonna break the break. I want some more, I want some more, yeah. I want some more, I want some more, yeah. I want some more.
Despite me liking Freakin' Bad, I just felt like it missed something I couldn't describe. But with this, I feel like I found what it is. While I felt like Freakin' Bad contained its power, trying to fit more into the K-pop scene, this time Break the Break just goes off the board with it, with a more serious undertone and a bolder delivery instrumental and vocal-wise. It has the exact amount of shoutiness to make you actually enjoy it and not feel overwhelmed by the noise. I love the quirkiness they had been presenting us with their title tracks since their debut, but somehow seeing a stronger image from the boys with fewer shanty sections and playful lines, just made me surprised about their actual capacity. Definitely, my favorite part of the song must be the last section of it. It embodies completely the title of the track. It's as if they were building momentum during the whole song until the last part where they finally broke the break, dropping the amazing guitar solo and those sort of scratchy sounds that the guitar does and that contribute to the feeling of having already lost control, just as the train going at full speed without stopping. This was an absolute banger. It makes you go through a roller coaster that leaves you amazed and out of words. 8.7 out of 10.
Baby, come on, come on, come on. Wanna love you harder. Wanna make it louder.
Since the release of her pre-release Bad Reputation, I was already intrigued by the production of it, cause as lots of people pointed out, it sounded like a Taylor Swift song. And production-wise, Come On didn't land too far from her pre-release. This one also shares a pretty Western electropop production, and the overall style feels new to me. It's definitely not a sound with which you would expect a K-pop soloist to debut with. It's almost too laid back, which I actually really enjoy, but it's not usually the cup of tea of others. This album was released almost at the same time as Troye Sivan's album, and it was there, where I could wrap up my point about her style, as I could hear lots of similarities between both records. Lots of people could say that they felt underwhelmed by the track because it lacked a more complex production, but that's exactly how Western productions function, with simplicity and neatness. So having said that, I think the decision she took was sort of risky but effective for me talking about her debut. The rap section brought a break to the song, feeling fresh to the palate. However, I didn't enjoy at all the execution of the rap. His tone wasn't just for me, but overall the song is pretty enjoyable. I definitely prefer other songs in the album such as Here We Go Again and Dancing with the Devil, but still 8.2 out of 10.
I'm a Baddie, Baddie, pretty little risky Baddie. 모든 죄대로 되라지 catch me.
This feels more like a NCT song than what NCT actually released. So, where to start? Their pre-releases seem to be showing a common thing, which was the lack of the well-known hooks. Instead, they were aiming for something more laid-back with an even melancholic sound in either way, which I didn't end up enjoying at all, as overall the track felt fussy and not even if that makes any sense. But yeah, going back to Baddie, for me this doesn't feel like I'm not against groups evolving their sound, but despite that, this lacks the girl's identity. I actually enjoyed the first verse. I really liked that synth which I wish would have been more present during the song, but when it comes to the chorus, it feels kind of weak to me, both the top line and the delivery. Regarding the top line, I feel like it could have been more creative, something more impactful showing the girls' empowerment without losing the edgy side they wanted to show, something hard-hitting as my satisfaction, with the swag of kitsch, and of course, substituting the la 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 part. It's almost 40 seconds from a song with a length less than 3 minutes. And delivery-wise, it doesn't feel right to me. I just heard an NCT 127 AI cover of Baddie and it just ended up making sense to me. It may not be the best example but IVE's vocal tones are really pretty, they're on the more delicate and classy side, so of course when performing these lines which require the artist to sing them with a bolder delivery, it will sound off. Of course they have the capacity of singing the song, but it won't feel completely suitable, which is the case with this song. For me this isn't their best work to date, and despite appreciating their effort, I wish they could keep experimenting while keeping the identity they had until now. 7.5 out of 10. This definitely brings us back to the lively and fresh side of 17 from their older days but with a more mature vibe. First, let me take a moment to appreciate the message of the song. I rarely pay attention to the lyrics, but I couldn't help but read them this time and enjoy them because of how related I felt to them. With this song I think they basically describe the phenomenon of K-pop, no matter which language they're singing, from which country they are, or how far they're performing, as at the end of the day not just as fan and artist, but among the community and fans everyone gets connected thanks to the music, breaking all sort of barriers. The uplifting instrumental does a good job in enhancing the positive message I just described, however, I feel a little skeptic towards the song. I don't know, I enjoyed it, and it's easy to listen but I would just describe it like that. Despite all the amount of energy it left me a mild impression, maybe is just too positive for me hahaha. As much I would like to enjoy this more, I'm just not able to do it. I feel like it lacks some melody highlights, it feels like the brighter version of World, sharing lots of elements as the funkiness from the guitar, the prominent bass and the use of brassy synths. However, for me World has a more interesting approach and the top melody is more complex. A song easy to listen but unfortunately I didn't enjoy it as I wish I did. 8 out of 10. It seems like this month I'm gonna be nagging about everything. I think the song overall goes well with the title of the track. The incorporation of strings is an element that TAEMIN has already used before and that is mostly used to create a sense of drama and epicness at a certain point. If I have talked before about the typical HYB sound, I feel like this is a really SM production, reminding me a lot of Solji's debut record, especially To Dead Man Runnin'. Having said that, I feel like the song lacks something. It's like the instruments were containing during the whole song. I understand it at the beginning, but I don't feel like they grow that much during the track. In this type of production, the strings tend to go wilder as the song builds up, and the prime example of this is Lie by JINI. Definitely, I can see the incorporation of more instruments as the song advances. However, I wish they could have been brought more to the front because it feels flat. The mixing could have been done better so that TAEMIN's voice felt surrounded by the instruments, complementing each other, because it's as if both the instruments and the voice were doing their own separate things, but not taking into consideration each other. I understand the vision behind and I was really expecting it, however, I feel like it wasn't properly executed, especially production-wise, so that I could have been able to actually understand the feeling of a person who has a dilemma inside his mind about keeping a lover which is harming you, but somehow you want to keep going with that game cause you enjoy it. Too much nagging, but yeah, I liked it. 8.5 out of 10.
않고 이렇게 X.O.X.
My god, this song didn't have the right to be this good. This is easily my favorite release from the month. From the moment I heard the teaser I knew this was gonna be that song. What surprises me the most is the growth he had from his last release in every aspect. JongUp properly debuted as a soloist 2 years ago with us, presenting a pretty laid-back song that showed a rather sensual but also sweet side of him, but it seems that after his break he came back better than ever, showing a more confident side of him, an upgrade in his performance and a bolder track. The song mixes some common elements that together function well, and that may not be the most unique composition, however, that doesn't take away how enjoyable the song is. It has a nice bass line during the verses followed by an alluring pre-chorus that helps to build the tension for the chorus anti-drop, in which the staccato of his voice complements perfectly the bass, hitting every beat with precision, which slowly builds to the hook being my favorite part. The melody is so addicting and the filter used makes it groovier. Let's not forget about the bridge, in which after a typical melodic section, it conducts to a sort of rap section that breaks the monotony of the song and that leads once again to the hook. As said, it may not be the most unique song, however, it does an amazing job as what it is, and JongUp's performance is stunning. It contributes so much to the song, his stage presence is just amazing and his dance is mesmerizing. Everything is done on point, making of this an outstanding song. 10 out of 10. Let's check out some other highlights from the month.
We are not the one, we are not the one. 예상 못하게 my vibe.
내겐 정말
따라 그려 real life real
like damn, here we go again. Up and dance with the devil, caught in the middle.
널 향해 또 달려 I'm getting closer stronger 가능한 모든 것들 now chemical now welcome 세상 속 비단
Off the record night, this late night conversation 멈추지 마. I got no time to think it 보내줘 더. I like what you wanna try it. 말해 전부 말려 마치 탄산같이 들땐 너
뒤로 다 이제 다 너의 떨림에 불을 지펴봐 Take it and never make it Oh move it up so Only for you 널 향한 나의 You're freaking awesome 닿는 순간 caution 보여줘 wow yeah What should I do 화려했던 순간 Not over you 제자리
I got all I need, you know nothing else can be the way that I feel.
So that was it for the video. Let me know in the comments which was your favorite release of the month. As always, I'll be happy to read you. Bye.